Welcome to the viewers for the lecture on structural analysis. In lecture number 91 to 99, we have been discussing moment distribution method. This is lecture number 900. Here also we will do a problem on moment distribution. Here we are going to deal with a portal frame with a side sway. Now, in lecture number 99, we have done a problem in which we have considered a portal frame, and in the frame the member BC was subjected to two concentrated loads. Now, we are going to take up a problem in which the member will not be subjected to any lateral loading, only joint B will be subjected to a lateral load. Therefore, the members AB, BC and CD will not be subject to any lateral loading. So, we have discussed one problem on members subjected to lateral loading and the frame subjected to side sway. Here, the members will not be subjected to lateral loading. So, in that case, how to deal with this problem? So the problem is analyze the portal frame loaded as shown in figure by the moment distribution method and sketch the bending moment diagram. Right. Now this is the frame. The frame ABCD. A is fixed, D is hinged, and joint B is subjected to a lateral loading. This frame will be subjected to sway. The columns AB and CD will rotate to the right, will move to the right by an amount equal to delta. Delta is not known. If the value of delta is known, we can readily find out the moment. So we have to analyze and find out what are the moments MAB, MBA, MBC and so on due to the lateral loading. That is the problem with us now. Right. Now, in moment distribution method, we know that the first one is that of fixed end moments. First one is that of fixed end moments. Right. Now here M of AB, I think I need not explain. M of AB equal to 0 is also equal to M of BA, because BA is not subject to any lateral loading, also equal to M of BC is 0, M of CB is 0, M of CB is 0, M of CD is 0, and M of DC will also be 0. All values will be 0. Because no member is subject to any lateral loading on it. Right. So there is only one load, that is at the joint, that will cause moment in the members, but that will not cause any fixed end moment. So that is the first step. So, but due to sway, because this frame will be subject to sway, moments will be there all the members. Right, that is the first step. First step is that of finding out the fixed end moments. Right. Now coming to second step. Second step is finding out the distribution factor. Second step is distribution factors. So coming to distribution factors, we have got a frame ABCD. A is fixed, AB is of length 4 meters, and I is given to be uniform for the entire frame. I is uniform. BC is of length 6 meters, again I is I itself. So how many joints require distribution? A is a joint in which there is only one member. When there is only one member, there is no question of distribution. Similarly, joint D has got only one member. Therefore, in D also there is no question of distribution. Right. B, you have got two members, BA and BC. C, you have got two members, CB and CD. Right. Now, BA is of length 4 meters, the far end A is fixed. BC is of length 6 meters, C is continuous. Therefore, so joint B, there are two members, one is BA, the other one is BC. For BA, it is I by L equal to I, the length of member BA is 4 meters. For BC, that is also I by L, because C is continuous. So I by L equal to I, the length of BC is 6 meters. So that's about the relative stiffness for the members. Now next is total stiffness for this joint. For this joint, it is I by 4 plus I by 6 equal to LCM. We'll take it as 12. Therefore, this will become 3I plus this will become 2I. So this is equal to 5I by 12. 5I by 12. So this is the total stiffness. Right. Now here, relative stiffness is I by 4. Relative stiffness is I by 6. Therefore here it is I by 4 relative stiffness, I by 4 divided by 5I by 12. 5I by 12. So this is equal to I by 4 into 12 by 5I. 12 by 5I. So here I will get cancelled. So 12 by 4 will become 3. Therefore 3 by 5, it is 3 by 5, or we can say 0.6. This is one value. Right. Now for the member BC, the relative stiffness is I by 6. So I by 6 divided by 5I by 12. 5I by 12. So this is equal to I by 6 into 12 by 5, 12 by 5I, 12 by 5I equal to I will get cancelled, 6 and 12. This will become 2. So 2 by 5 equal to 0.4. This is for the joint B. Right. Now coming to joint C, next is joint C. You got member CB and CD. You got two members. So this is the right. Now coming to CB and CD, CB is I by 6. The relative stiffness for the member CB is I by 6. Coming to CD, length is 4 meters, I is uniform, but the far end is hinged. Therefore, it is 3/4 of I by L. 3/4 of I by 4. I by 4. Right. Therefore, CB, it is I by L, that equal to I by 6. I by L equal to I by 6. For this, it is 3/4 of I by L, because far end is hinged, equal to 3/4 of I by L equal to 4 meters. L equal, that is 3I by 16. 3I by 16. Right. Therefore, the total stiffness is equal to I by 6 plus 3I by 16. So equal to LCM, we will take it as 48 LCM. So this will become 8I plus this will become 48, therefore this is 16, so 43, so 3 into 3, 9I equal to 17I by 48. Right. Right. This is the total stiffness. Now, in the calculations for B, we learned something that we are going to use it here. That is, the relative stiffness is I by 4, I by 6. So, relative stiffness is equal to I by 6. Instead of writing this in the denominator and once again writing it upside down, we will just directly use it. So, into 48 by 17, 48 by 17i. So, this we have done in the earlier step. Therefore, it is understood. Therefore, I will get cancelled. 6 and 48, this will become 8 equal to 8 by 17 is one value. Right. Next value is 3i by 16. First value, relative stiffness equal to 3i by 16, and this is 48 by 17i. Right. Now, this 16 and 48, this will give you 3. So, this is equal to, so I will get cancelled. So, 3 into 3 equal to 9 by 17. So, on calculations, this will be 0.47. This is 0.53. This is the second step. First step is determination of fixed end moments. Second step is calculation of distribution factors. Distribution factors we have completed. The third step is, if loading is available on the span, there will be fixed end moments. So, when there are fixed end moments, assuming the frame not to sway, we have to carry out non-sway analysis. There will be sway, but you have to find out, you have to assume that the frame will not be subject to side sway. Do the analysis, non-sway analysis, after which we have to do shear calculations. Shear calculations in the columns. From there, we have to find out what is the force actually preventing the sway. First, we assume and do the analysis, assuming the frame not to sway. Then, from shear force calculations, we have to find out what is the actual force preventing the sway. So, here, since there is no lateral loading, so there is no necessity for two steps. One is non-sway analysis, the other one is the shear force calculations. That calculation is not necessary. They are not necessary in this problem because of no loading on the span. Right? We skip two steps. Right? We are not skipping. Not necessary. Right? Right. Now, next one is that of the sway analysis. So, for sway analysis, we have to assume some moments. Because what is the moment for which? Because we do not know the value of delta. If sway is known, initially straight away you can find out the moment. That is not known. Right. Now, the frame will be subjected to either sway to the right or sway to the left. Because in some problem we will not be able to find out whether the sway will be to the right or to the left. Because we make some assumption and proceed, that's all. Now, in this problem it is, and suppose your assumption is not correct, we will be getting the delta value with a negative sign. That will indicate that our assumption is not correct. So, we can assume anything, the frame sway to the left or sway to the right. So, in this problem, it is clearly given, that the frame will sway only to the right because the loading is from left to right. Therefore, column AB and column CD will sway to the right. That is here this member, let us say this is member AB, this is member CD, right. So, this is member A, B, this is member CD, right. Now, due to sway, this column will be moving to the right through an amount delta. through an amount delta. So here also this will also, because the member BC, the beam will not undergo any deformation or axial deformation, nothing will be there, therefore it will move. Now we are allowing only sway, only the frame to move to the right. We are not allowing any rotation. Therefore this will be horizontal, this will be vertical for some distance, and then it will start deflecting, and again in the end it will be horizontal. We have done number of problems already. So it is subjected to the frame, the right end moving down. When the right end settles down through delta, we know that there will be an anticlockwise moment whose value is equal to 6EI delta by L square. Let us call this as L1. Therefore L1 square. Let us call this as I1. The moment of inertia of this member is I1. Right. Now this frame, again same delta is same. So here also you are not going to allow any rotation. It will be straight, and then it will start deflecting, and here the deflection will go up to the end because this is a hinged support. So the slope will start from one end. Therefore this moment is 6E delta by L square, and here also the moment is equal to minus 6E I1 delta by L1 square. Right. Let us call this as L2. Here L1 equal to L2 equal to 4 meters generally. Right. Now when the far end is hinged, the moment that is required here will be 3 EI2 delta by L square, L2 square. L1 may be different from L2. Similarly, for the first column I may be 2I, for the second column I may be 3I. So we will just use general term I1, I2, L1, L2. Right. Now we have to carry out the sway analysis. For carrying sway analysis we need some moment. Delta is not known. Therefore we have to assume some moment. So the basis for assuming the moment is this one. That is, suppose if we take member BA will be subjected to 6E I1 delta by L1 square. For member CD it is 3E I2 delta by L square. So on some ratio you have to assume the moments. But moment can be any value, but there is some ratio. So that's what we are going to do it now. Therefore MBA will be minus 6A delta by L square because frame sways to the right. MCD will be minus 3I2 delta by L square. Therefore here MBA by MCD, so this value is minus 6E I1 delta by L1 square divided by, for the column CD, because D is hinged, it is minus 3E I2 delta by L2 square. This is the basis on which we are going to assume the moments. Therefore this is equal to, so we can say minus and minus we can cancel here, but we have to assume the moments only negative, but here it will get cancelled. So equal to 6E I1 equal to I here. Therefore I1 is equal to I only delta by L1 equal to 4 meters. Therefore 4 square into here L2 will go to the numerator, that is also 4 meters. Therefore 4 square by 3 E I2 is also equal to I here. I is uniform into delta. If I is different, you will have to substitute that value. Similarly L1, L2, if they are different, we have to substitute the value. Right. Now 4 square will get cancelled. EI, they are same. Therefore EI same. Delta is also same. So the value equal to 6 by 3. or 2 by 1. 2 by 1. Therefore, MBA will take MCD to the right, MCD. This 1 will bring to the numerator to the left hand side, the 2 will retain the downs. Right? MBA, 1 MBA equal to 2 MCD. Or we can simply say MBA equal to 2 MCD. MBA equal to 2 MCD. Denominator is only 1. MBA equal to MBA. This is very important. Here there is a chance for committing a mistake. Easily people will commit mistake. Simple calculation only will commit mistake. So MBA equal to 2 MCD. Now in this ratio we have to assume the values. We can assume MBA to be 100. Therefore MBA equal to 2 times MCD. Therefore that value will be equal to 2 into 50. You can assume 50 for MCD. 2 into 50. Suppose if you assume 50 for this, that is equal to 2 into 25. Both are equal. 2 into 25. So if you assume 50 kilonewton for MBA, you have to assume 25 kilonewton for MCD. That is the point. We can assume even 2 and 1. In this ratio you can assume any value. But this ratio has to be maintained. Right. Now let us assume MBA equal to minus 10 kilonewton meter. That is, this is very important. So this value roughly we assume minus 10. So when you assume minus 10 for this, MAB is also minus 10. Similarly, here if we assume 10 here, this will be 5. And here it is 0. MDC it is 0. Therefore, MBA equal to minus 10 is also equal to MAB. MBA equal to MAB equal to minus 10. Then MCD equal to minus 5. Minus 5 kilonewton meter. And D is hinged. Therefore, MDC equal to 0. So what we are going to do is, we are going to assume these moments and do the moment distribution, sway moment distribution. And later we are going to find out what is the force that is going to cause these moments. So from that we will have to do some correction. Right? That we will do it. Right. Now next is this is the moment distribution tabulation. So fixed moments we have assumed, that is these moments are called consistent moment distribution. Moments, we will forget about the term now. So it is minus 10. Here also it is minus 10 for the column. For the beam we are not assuming any value, dash dash. For the column CD it is minus 5 and here it is 0. Right. Now coming to distribution factors. So here it is 0, here it is 0. Right. Distribution factor, for member BA it is 0.6, for BC it is 0.4. Right. So for BA it is 0.6, for BA it is 0.6, for BD it is 0.4. Right. Similarly, for CB it is 0.47, this value is 0.53. This is from the distribution factor calculation table. So these are the fixed moments. So we have some basis, based on that we assume the moments, consistent moments we have assumed. Right. Now this moment distribution is called sway moment distribution. So we know the moment distribution process. We have done a number of problems already, but still I will just explain the procedure briefly. For one or two lines, that is, now coming to joint B. Joint B, there are two members BA and BC. BA and BC. At joint B, now there is a moment of minus 10. There is a moment of minus 10. That sum must be, when the moments in BA and BC are added, the algebraic sum must be equal to 0. But here only there is only one moment, that is equal to minus 10. If joint B is to be under equilibrium, the algebraic sum of moments at any joint must be equal to 0. Therefore, if we want to make this as 0, we have to apply plus 10. We have to apply plus 10. When we apply plus 10, that will become 0. That plus 10 kilonewton meter will have to be applied to member BA and BC. So based on the stiffness, we have calculated the distribution factors. So distribution factor for member BA is 0.6. Distribution factor for member BC is 0.4. Therefore, 10 into 0.6, this is to the member BA, and 10, because this is a moment to be applied, 10 into 0.4 to the member BC. To the member BC. So 10 into 0.6 is 6. And 10 into 0.4 is 4. So that is the moment that is to be. Now when we calculate the moment to the left of B and right of B, so 6. So here it will be minus 10 plus 6 equal to minus 4. This is plus 4. It is balanced. Similarly, in joint C, there is only one moment in CD. Therefore, that is minus 5. That is minus 5. So for making it 0, we have to apply plus 5, so that it will become 0. That 5 into 0.47 to member CB, 5 into 0.53 to member CD. So that value will be 2.35. 2.35, 2.65. Right, that's over. We have balanced joint B and C. And already we have discussed that when we apply a moment at an end of a member, there will be a carryover to the opposite. Always there will be a carryover to the opposite end, whose value will be the of same sign but half the value and of the same sign. So here this is fixed end moment, this is balance here, right? Balance or distribute, right. Now from here there will be a carryover. This is a carryover. Here is 3, and carryover from here to here is 2.00, half the value, and from here to here the value is 1.175. The point to be noted here is D is a hinged support. So from here there will not be any carryover. There should not be any carryover. D is a hinged support. That's no carryover moment. Right. That completes carryover. Again balance, because the moment that is transferred from here to here, carried over from here to here, will once again unbalance a joint B. Therefore, if this is plus 1.175, you have to apply minus 1.175 in the ratio 0.6 and 0.4. So minus 1.175 into 0.6 will be minus 0.705. Minus 0.705. This is minus 0.47. Here there is 2 plus 2. You have to apply minus 2. Minus 2 in the ratio 0.47 and 0.53. So minus 2 into 0.47 will be minus 0.94, and this is minus 1.06. So this is balance. This is balance. Again, when you apply a moment here, there will be a carryover. There will be carryover. Carryover will be here minus 0.94 353. Here it is minus 0.47 from here to here. Half the value from here to here of the value is minus 0.47 minus 0.235. From here no carryover. Again balance. When you balance, the value will be, this is minus, therefore this value will be plus 0.282, this is 0.188, this is minus 0.235 means we have to apply plus 0.235, that value will be 0.110, that is plus 0.235 into 0.47, right. This is 0.125, right. So from here there is no carryover. Again carryover will be 0.141. This is 0.055 from here to here. Similarly from here to here 0.055, 0.094, and again balancing. So that's about the carryover, and from here there is no carryover, right. Now here again, when this is plus 0.055, when we distribute we will get minus values. Minus value is minus 0.033, minus 0.022, this is 0.094 into 0.47 minus, that is equal to 0.044, this is minus 0.050, right. So this we are going to complete because all values are very negligible. Somewhere we have to stop. When the values become very negligible, we can stop the moment distribution. But in the last column, in the last row, that is you have to balance and carry over to the ends, only. That is from here to, but of course there is no carryover here. In the last member, in this member we have to do carryover. That value equal to minus 0.017. That is about the balancing carryover till the values become negligible, 0.1 something, 0.0 something, like that. There we can stop. So now this will give the final moments. Now this final moment is minus 0.7.229. That is, we have to add all the values, from top to bottom, plus, minus, everything we have to add. Similarly, here also we have to just add from top to bottom, all values are to be added. That will give you minus 4.456. So this value is plus 4.456. This is 3.335. This is minus 3.335, and this is 0. So that's about the sway moment distribution for the assumed moments. Right. Now, these values we are going to use for doing the shear force calculations. So this value is minus 7.229 in AB. BA it is minus 4.456. That is, this is member AB only in the columns. So this is in the member CD. Right. Now AB here it is minus 7.229 minus. This is also minus 4.456. In the column CD, this is minus 3.335, anti-clockwise, minus 3.335. So these are the values that we have taken from the last row of the table. For the member AB and for the member CD. D it is 0. At D it is 0. So these are the values that you have marked in the figure, right? Now these are the values. So we know the height of this column is 4 meters. The height of this column is also 4 meters, and here the moment is 0. Now we are going to do the shear force calculations. Shear force calculations. Shear force calculations, right? Now the reaction, see this moment is anti-clockwise, this moment is anti-clockwise. We want a clockwise moment. When you want a clockwise moment, the reaction here will be to the right, the reaction here will be to the left, So this is HA, this is HB. Even if we assume to the right, the final value will be getting with minus sign. So always we can correct it. So we need not worry whether we have to assume HA towards left or towards right. No problem. You can just assume anything. It will lead to the final answer, right? If it is wrong, that will finally lead to the correct answer. So we have assumed, in this case, the reaction to the left. So when we take moment about the point B, HA into 4 meters, because this is clockwise, the reaction is towards left, the point is above. We are taking moment about the point B, right? HA into 4 minus 7.229 minus 4.456. There is no other load on the member. So this is anti-clockwise, equal to 0. This will give HA equal to 2.921. HA equal to 2.921 kilonewton. So the direction assumed is correct, therefore we are getting with a positive sign. Similarly, coming to this member, so here also let us assume the reaction towards left, HD towards left. So the reaction here, HC will have to be to the right, because the values will have to be equal. HC and HD must be equal and opposite, because there is no other force. These two must be in equilibrium. Therefore, when HA is some value towards left, HC will have to be the same value to the right, because there is no other horizontal load. Right? Horizontal load means it has to be equilibrium. Adding every force, the algebraic sum must be equal to 0. So here also, by taking moment about the point C, it is HD into 4, that is clockwise. HD into 4 is clockwise, minus 3.335, this is anti-clockwise, C equal to 0. No other force, no other moment. Therefore, this will give HD equal to 0.834 kilonewton. So that means the direction assumed here is also correct. Right? So that is how we will have to find out the, suppose lateral loads are given, we have to consider those loads also into account and find out the reactions accordingly. Now here there is no horizontal force on the columns, therefore if it is there, that has to be accounted. That is the only difference. That's all. Right. Now, so these are the shears and these are the moments for the assumed values of the moments. Assumed values of the moments. Right. Now in the final, say in this figure, so AB, CD, ABCD, this is B, right. Now the reaction here, HD is towards left. This value equal to 2.921. So here also the reaction is to the left. This value is 0.834 kilonewton, of course, kilonewton. Right. So both are towards left. There is no other external force. So if this frame has to be under equilibrium, there must be a force towards right. So that value, the sum of will be the sum of the two. 2.921, this is towards left. 0.834 is also towards left. This is towards left. This is towards left. So the sum is equal to 3.755. 3.755. This is towards left. Therefore, for this frame to be under equilibrium, there must be a horizontal force on the top at this joint, whose value equal to 3.755 kilonewton. Now we can say that this force is actually preventing this way. This force is caused by our assumed moments, or we have assumed minus 10, minus 10, minus 5, etc. That has caused this force. In other words, this force is actually preventing the sway, or this is the actual sway force. This is the actual sway force, not actual sway force. The sway force causing the assumed moments. Sway force causing the assumed moments. If minus 10, minus 10, minus 5 are the moments applied, it is due to this force. Or when the sway force is 3.755, then these are the moments causing that. So we know in the problem they are given 60 kilonewton. So when the sway force is some 3.555, when the 755, when the sway force is 3.755, these are the moments due to which we have got the final moments, namely the final moments, right? Final moments, right? When the sway force is 60 kilonewton, what is the force? Therefore, the correction factor here will be the correction factor will be so for 3.755, right, we have assumed the moments. Let us call this as a trial moments. Any notation we can give, trial moments, that is the final moments. Suppose if 60 is the actual force, what are the moments? Therefore, the moments that are in the last row are due to a sway force of 3.755. So when 60 is the actual sway force, what are the values? Therefore, this is the correction factor. The correction factor is 60 by 3.755 and the value equal to 15.979 kilonewton. 979 kilonewton. Therefore, now next is now this is about the final moment calculation. Right. Now, when the sway force, so the horizontal sway force is 3.755 kilonewton. We have got these values, namely minus 7.229, minus 4.456, etc. That is minus 7.229, minus 7.229, minus 4.456, 4.456, 3.335, minus 3.335 and 0. So this is for a sway force of 3.755 kilonewton. Right. Now, our sway force, actual sway force, that is the only force given in the problem. So H sway equal to 60 kilonewtons. means you have to multiply the values by 15.979, that is 979. So these values, that is minus 7.229 into 15.979. So this value equal to minus 115 minus 115 minus 115.51 kilonewton meter. This is minus 71.2, that is minus 4.456 into 15.979. All values are to be multiplied by the correction factor. So this is 71.20, 53.29 minus 53.29, and this is 0. So that is the, suppose there is a non-sway moment distribution. We will have the final values. That values will have to be added with this value. The moment due to non-sway moment distribution and the moment due to sway moment. So that is the these values are the moments due to sway moment distribution. With this, the moment due to the non-sway moment also will have to be added to get the final moments. So that is the only difference. So here we need not add anything because straight away the applied force is 60. For 60 these are the moments. That is the only force applied. Therefore we need not add anything. So in the earlier problem we have done, we have added non-sway moments, sway moment, corrected sway moments, and got the final moments. So that is a change between the earlier problem and this problem. Right. Now for this problem, for these moments you have to draw the bending moment diagram. So the values are minus 115, minus 71 for all members. You have to just write. Now for the first member, for AB equal to anti-clockwise minus 115.51, and this is also minus 71.2, minus 71.220. This is plus 71.20, and this is plus 53.29. It is plus 53.29, and this is minus 53.29, and this is 0. Therefore this will cause this will cause tension on the inner side. So this anti-clockwise moment, so this will cause tension on the outer side. So this will cause tension below because it is clockwise. So this is again clockwise, this will cause tension above. And this is anti-clockwise, so this will cause tension outside. And here it is 0. These are the moments. So this is a free body diagram. Right. Now here we can plot it. So here this is say away, therefore this is right, and here it is on the inner side 71.2. Therefore these two we have to join 71.2. That is for the column AB. So here tension is on the inner side below. Therefore here tension, and here it is clockwise 53.29. So 53.29 above. So here it is below because tension is at the bottom. Tension is at the bottom. Therefore right, this is one diagram for the member BC. This is only one load at the joint. Right. So here tension is away. C tension is on the outer side, therefore this is the diagram, and here at D it is 0, therefore D it is 0, so of course this is hinged, because it is not correct. This is the diagram, and here it is hinged. This joint here it is hinged. Therefore, the moment is 0. So this value is 115.51 kilonewton meter. So this value as well as this value is 71.20 kilonewton meter. This is 53.29 kilonewton meter. This is also same, and here it is 0. Here it is 0. Now you can hatch the diagram. That is, you have to hatch it perpendicular to the member. So for this member, this is the bending moment diagram for the column AB, and for the member BC, we have to hatch it perpendicular again. So that area will be common to both. And here it will be like this. So this is bending moment diagram. Bending moment. So that completes this problem. So we have done one problem with lateral loading on members, one problem without lateral loading on members, but there is a lateral loading at the joint. So we can understand how much of work is reduced. That is no simply support moment diagram, no superimposing nothing. So this saves a lot of time. So if there is no lateral loading on the members, you can avoid non-sway moment distribution and the consequent shear force calculation, and also adding in the final table. Here you have to add one more row for non-sway moments and one more row for adding all the moments. So these works are reduced. So that is how we have to solve the problem on frames subjected to side sway. That completes this lecture. Thank you for your cooperation. Thank you.